Hey, how's it going? There are 5 main different game situations in tennis. Today I want to talk about one particular game situation, and that is when your opponent approaches the net. Most of the times we rally behind the baseline, we hit our forehands, we hit our backhands, and we approach the net, or on the other hand, our opponent approaches the net not so often. Most of the points in tennis end when 2 players are close to the baseline. But when one of the players approaches the net, the point gets more interesting. And most of the times, points are short when one of the players approaches the net. When I see that my ball is short and my opponent approaches the net, the most important thing is, and I'm telling to my players, the most important thing is when somebody approaches, hit your passing shot over the net. So when you see that your opponent approaches the net, the most important thing is don't miss your passing shot into the net. Try to stay calm. Don't rush your swing too much. When we talk about the options we have when somebody approaches the net, it depends on various things. It depends on our skill level, from which side we are going to hit the ball. Is it a forehand passing shot or the backhand passing shot? It depends on our opponent's court position. It depends on our court position and the skill we have. So for example, if I see that my opponent is really close to the net, I try to hit over my opponent. And when I see my opponent is further from the net, I don't take so many risks. Maybe with my forehand. With my forehand, I feel more confident. I have more options when I try to pass with my forehand. But the most safest shot when your opponent is further away from the net is try to hit to your opponent's feet. So your opponent needs to hit the ball above the net, and your opponent can't hurt you so much because your opponent needs to hit the ball up. When your opponent can make contact higher over the net, he can have more options. But when you have to hit a low ball, you have less options. Let's take the classic example. Your opponent approaches the net with his forehand, and you have to hit the passing shot with your backhand. You can hit down the line, you can hit cross court, you can hit straight to your opponent, you can hit some different kind of lobs. It depends on your skill level, of course. But the most important thing is try to remain calm. Don't get stressed, and don't hit so close to the lines. Try to be aware which shot do you have to use. So when you find yourself with a running backhand, try to aim to your opponent's feet. It's the most safest option. Your options depends on your skill level. The more options you have, the more confident you're going to feel. But when you hit to your opponent's feet, try to use the topspin. If the topspin to your opponent's feet is too difficult for you, try to just make the ball in. Doesn't have to be a glorious shot. So when you win the first point against your opponent who approaches the net, I think it's critically important. If you win 1 or 2 points, they don't want to approach the net anymore. So it's critically important to win those points. When most players approach the net, I think that they are not doing the split step correctly. So they are just running and reacting to your passing shot. I find it critically important when somebody approaches the net that you remain calm and you don't miss your first passing shot to the net. So the most important thing is don't miss your passing shot. At least hit the first one in, and it doesn't have to be a glorious winner. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.